It's no secret that apps cost a lot of money to build. Something that has that top 1% feel is going to run you close to $100,000. And if you've tried to take matters into your own hands, you've quickly found out how tedious programming can be. You may have also come to realize that designing a beautiful user interface is a lot harder than it looks. In a perfect world, you would just tell the computer what you want in simple terms, and it would build the exact app you had in mind. This might sound like science fiction, but actually, we've developed a new technology that does just that, and we're calling it Blank. So let's say you want to get Blank to build an Airbnb-style app for renting out event spaces. The first step is to determine the models. So for an event space rental app, what would our models be? Venue, reservation, guest, host. Then you need to provide some additional information about those models. So for example, can you reserve a venue? Yes. Can you log in as a venue? No, only a guest and a host can log in. Who should be able to search for venues? Anyone. Who can make a new reservation? You'd have to be a guest to make a reservation. Who can delete a host? The host has to delete themselves. So after you've gone through that process, Blank would have everything it needs to build an entire app. So it turns out most apps can fit into 3 pieces. And the first is the menu. Because we've told Blank everything it needs about our app, it's figured out we need a button for the venues, a button for the venues the user has saved, and a user profile link. In this case, because there's only 3 items here, bottom navigation would be used instead of a less efficient side menu. Make sense? Tapping venues brings us to the next piece, which is the list. On this screen, there's a list of venues, and it's searchable, because we said so earlier. Tapping a venue brings us to the last piece, which is the form. But before I go there, let's flip back for a second. Inside the models, you've got fields. So venue, for example, has a name, a picture, a cost, and probably some other things depending on what you're doing. And again, we need to provide some information about the fields too. And when we've done this, Blank can figure out the optimal way to structure the form, which is the part of our app where we read data, make changes, and take action. This app is just one example, but Blank's innovative method of structuring data combined with the menu list form design is a universal foundation that will adapt to work for anything from selling houses to collecting resumes to booking flights.